What's up, brothers and sisters? Hope you guys are doing good today. So I've been seeing this photo floating around on the internet, and it is spot on. It is spot on. So technology went from this in the 1800s to that in 200 years, but went from here to here in 1500 years. Make that make sense. Just literally make that make sense. How is that possible? And what a lot of people don't understand is that the fallen angels were released in the 1800s, and why they were released in the 1800s is the reason why we have all this technology that we see today. And I'll show you where they were released and why. So here we have a diagram done by Rob Skiba, who looked into the fact, have the fallen angels been released? And so he looked in the Enoch chapter 10 verse 12. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth, to the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. And so we're told that they are bound for 70 generations. And so Psalms 90 verse 10 defines a generation as 70 80th by strength. Well, if you do the math, and you can actually see when, this is an estimate of when these fallen angels supposedly fell, 3000 BC, to doing the math, which would be 4,900 years, you would get 1980, which is pretty much the beginning of the 19th century, the ending of the 18th century. And so if you believe the book of Enoch, the fallen angels have been released in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And this is also some of Rob Skiba's notes. I couldn't find a video of him breaking this down, but so now knowing that the fallen angels were released in the 1800s, some of them were released in the 1800s, and that's definitely probably why we have all this crazy technology now and how we got it so fast. But God, it's like the cosmic chess match. Who says that? I think it's L.A. Marzulli. It's called the cosmic chess match. The devil makes a move, God makes a move. The devil makes a move, God makes a move. God knows the end from the beginning, but he still makes this move in this cosmic chess match. And it's funny how the devil made his move by releasing the fallen angels when it was pretty much the end of their hold, or wherever they were in the earth. But so this is called the Ephraim awakening that Rob Skiba has coined. And Ephraim's sentence was 390 years according to Ezekiel 4. In Leviticus 26 it says, if you do not learn your lesson when Yahuwah chastises you, you will get 7 times more the same judgment. Unlike Judah, there is no indications that Ephraim repented. If this theory is true, check out the math. 390 years of initial judgment times 7 for not repenting brings us to 2,730 years total. Ephraim went into captivity in 721 BC, and which would bring us to 2008, 2009. And if you were in this truth community, truth little movement during the 2009-2010 era, truth totally blew up. It was like an awakening that happened, and that was Ephraim's awakening. That was us coming back to remembrance. I don't know why my screen is doing. So the fallen angels were released during the beginning of the 19th century, and God start waking the people up around 2008, 2009. So I just hope you see what's kind of going on here. It's like they're both sides are gearing up for this end times battle, this final showdown, and it's coming. It's definitely coming, and it's gonna happen. But What is so interesting about the fallen angels being released in the 1800s to 1900s is when all these technologies, these ancient technologies that we had through millennia, just disappeared, and different conspiracies started to arise. Like, we totally started putting rubber on our shoes and knowing the grounding effect that it benefits us. And then they totally changed our clothing. They totally took out the bran and the germ out of the bread so that we are eating dead bread. And the creation of electricity, and how Nikola Tesla was actually trying to find a pure form of electricity, and and Edison was doing a dirty type of electricity. And it's just like, it's like these fallen angels were released and were giving knowledge to these different people, and they were using it to benefit themselves. Like, if you don't know the bread conspiracy, look into the bread conspiracy. It happened right around the 1800s, the 1900s. Look into the linen conspiracy. Because it kind of seems to me that right around that time frame is when all these different things started popping up that were pretty much pointed at to kill us. Like the bread conspiracy, what I just talked about, how they literally took out the nutrient dense, the bran and the germ out of the living bread. Then you go to the clothing itself, the natural fibers we used to wear, and now we all wear plastic and polyester and pretty much just poison. Look into linen for that one. And then electricity with Edison and Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was trying to bring about this free energy that was all around us, and Edison was trying to bring about a DC current, which is a form of dirty electricity. And so it's like, right at that time when these fallen angels were released, it's all these different things were brought to the world to harm us. And what happened the last time when the fallen angels were released? What did they do? They taught mankind knowledge, enchantments, root cuttings, divination, all types of different things. And what do you think they are going to do when they come back? And if they already did come back, what do you think they taught these people? Who was the most wicked man in the world, and when was he around? Oh yeah, the 1900s. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys get something from this and understand the time we are in. I believe this is the end time, and I believe we need to start really taking that seriously. I love you guys. Have a good one.